The gospel lesson for this sermon is taken from the 16th chapter. We've already read part of it, but I'm going to read a few other verses in order for us to dig deeper and see how it applies to us. I'm going to start with verse 7. Nevertheless, I tell you the truth. It is to your advantage that I go away, Jesus is talking. For if I do not go away, the Helper will not come to you. But if I go away, He will send him to you. And when He comes, He will convict the world concerning sin and righteousness and judgment. Concerning sin, because they do not believe in me. Concerning righteousness, because I go to the Father. And you will see me no longer. Concerning judgment, because the ruler of this world is judged. I still have many things to say to you, but you cannot bear them now. And when the Spirit of truth comes, He will guide you into all the truth. For He will not speak on His own authority, or whatever He hears. He will speak, and He will declare to you the things that are to come. He will glorify me, for He will take what is mine and declare it to you. All that the Father has is mine. Therefore I said that He will take what is mine and declare to you. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, as we hear your word that comes to us in Scripture, help us to remember that you are a God who loves us and cares for us. Help us to remember that you will not leave us alone, but will provide the Holy Spirit in a way that will magnetize each one of us. You will provide us with the Holy Spirit who will come, convict us, guide us, and glorify you. We ask all of these things in your powerful name. Amen. Some of you are elementary school teachers, perhaps even have taught the kindergarten. There's a story about this kindergarten teacher who was looking out. It was a cold day, and here was one of the boys just in tears. And she went over and she said, "You need some help?" And he said, "Yeah, I can't get my boots on." And so the teacher looked and got the boots and she put them on. It was really a struggle to get them on. And when she got them on, she felt good about herself. And the little boy said, "They're on the wrong feet." And she was just about ready to lose it and said, "What do you mean they're on the wrong feet?" And she looked down and sure enough, they were on the wrong feet. And so she changed the boots off, put the new boots back on the right foot with the right boot and so forth. And then when she finished doing that, the little boy looked at her and said, "These are not my boots." Oh, can you imagine what went through her mind and what she almost came out of her mouth? But here she is, and listening to that, and she takes them off, and when she gets them off, she said, "They belong to my brother. My mother made me wear them today." Yeah, how much worse can it get? So she really almost got angry, and she took him and said, "Now let's put these back on, get the right foot and the right boot." And as she was doing that, and she got finished with him and looked at the boots, she was ready to move on, and she said, "Now, what about your mittens?" He said, "Well, I stuffed them in the bottom of the shoe and the toe." Now, that's an example of how we all need helpers. We need somebody to help us. Even with the most simple things in life, sometimes we can't accomplish them, either because of illness or because of disposition or otherwise. And it's interesting because the Holy Spirit is referred to in this text as the helper. He's the one who comes and helps us in our situations and in our difficulties. In fact, it's important for us to recognize that in this particular text, we really have three different things that the helper is doing or going to do for us and with us in a way that will magnetize our way of living for Him. And so let me read to you the first section, which is the first help that the Holy Spirit will give you and that you can count on. And in that section it says, "I did not say these things. Nevertheless, I tell you the truth. It is to your advantage that I go away. For if I do not go away, the Helper will not come. But if I go, I will send him to you. And when he comes, he will convict the world concerning righteousness and judgment, etc. The first thing that the Holy Spirit does is to convict the world, and that includes us, of sin. We are included in that process because God knows how difficult it is for us to actually live the Christian life. How difficult it is for us to live a life where there is no sin. In fact, we can't do it, can we? Why does the Holy Spirit, why is the Helper necessary? The Helper is necessary because you and I are so good at faking our life. We're so good at trying to look good, straighten up, put our chest out, and make everybody think that everything is fine. And as long as we attempt to make everything fine on our own, we will always need the Helper to convict us of sin. There's a story which is sort of stupid in many ways, now that I've already told you that you don't have to laugh. The young man went into the bar after he had worked all day, and he ordered a beer. And the bartender brought him a beer, and the guy looked at it and threw it in the bartender's face. And the bartender said, "What did you do that for?" He said, "I just felt like it." And the bartender said, "Get out of here." The guy said, "Well, okay, I'll get out, and I'll get some help from a psychiatrist, and I'll be back when I'm cured." And so a year went by, and the bartender didn't see the young man again. And finally, after a year, what happened? The doors opened, and here is the young man. He sits down, and the bartender says, "I'm not going to give you a beer." And he said, "Look," he said, "I really am better. I've seen a psychiatrist. I really am better." And so the bartender said, "Okay," and gave him a beer, and the guy threw it in the bartender's face. And he looked around, and the bartender was shaking his head. He said, "I thought you said you were cured." He said, "Well, I still do these things, but I no longer feel guilty about it." Many of us approach our life exactly that way, don't we? When we look at our life and we struggle with our life, we see what our life is all about, we often focus not on the act of sin, we focus on whether we feel guilty or shame. And what Jesus is saying in this text is that the Helper is necessary for us to grapple with the truth. Remember the incredible story of David, King David, in 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel? In that particular chapter, we are told about the unfaithfulness of David with Bathsheba and how David arranged for the husband of Bathsheba to be killed. And he went on living, struggling a little bit here. And then Nathan came on the scene. And Nathan took the place of what the Holy Spirit does for us now. Nathan came on the scene and he told David a story about this little ewe and this poor man who didn't have very much. And David was outraged that anyone could treat a little sheep that way. And David looked at him and said, "You are the man." You see, every one of us here needs to have the Holy Spirit tell us that you are the woman, you are the man, you are the boy, you are the girl. Every one of us needs to be challenged, and that's what it means to be convicted. And that's the first thing that the Holy Spirit will do, is to convict you and me of our sin so we can't avoid it anymore, so that we can't escape it anymore, so that we cannot be satisfied with just feeling no more guilt. That's the first task that the Holy Spirit engages. The second one is an interesting one because it says that when he comes, he will convict the world concerning sin and righteousness because they do not believe in me. I still have many things to say to you, but you cannot bear them now. When the Spirit of truth comes, he will guide you into all the truth. That's a tricky question anymore. It used to be very easy to define what truth was, right or wrong. But those days are long gone, because the truth has become so relevant, so irrelevant in many ways, and so relative to what we believe. We think that my truth is just as good as your truth. We no longer believe or no longer work in terms of rights and wrongs, work in terms of what is best for me and for you. We can talk about that sometime later. But all of us have the temptation to stretch the truth and to change the truth to fit our sense of morality. There's an old myth that I've used before, but it illustrates so well what guiding the truth really is all about. And that is the myth of Procrustes, who was a figure in Greek mythology. And Procrustes was known for his wonderful hospitality. But what most people didn't know is that when they got to his castle and they were introduced to the wonderful food and meal and dancing and so forth, that they would be asked to stay. And here was the interesting thing. Procrustes had what is now known as a Procrustean bed. The bed was the standard. And if a person came and they were too long for the bed, he would just cut off their feet to make the person meet the size of the bed. And if the person was too short for the bed, rather than changing the bed, they what? They would stretch the person until they fit the bed. And that's what you and I so often do. We stretch the truth to help us with our difficulties, with our desires, with our immoral habits and difficulties and sins. So the second thing is, the first thing is convicted of sin. The second thing is he will guide us into truth. And the third thing is that he will glorify Jesus. He will glorify Jesus. What does it mean to glorify Jesus? To glorify Jesus means that when we get together, we point to him. He becomes the center of our life together in this congregation. Not you, not I. We are there to bring attention to Jesus Christ. It is our task to enhance Christ's reputation. That's our task. Sunday morning, when we go out in God's squad, when we visit people, when we go to the hospitals, whatever we do, it is our task to glorify God, to glorify Jesus. And that's where we need to stop at this point. But next week we're going to continue with the Holy Spirit. In fact, for the next several weeks, until June 9th, when it's Pentecost. So, where are we left? What are we going to do? Let me give you a challenge. I'd like you to go home and get on a piece of paper and write down category 1, sin. Is there a sin that you are struggling with? Is there a sin that you just can't get out of your mind? Is there a sin in your life that makes it difficult for you to have a close relationship, not only with one another, but with our Lord and Savior? Write down. That's the first challenge. The second one is write down what's the truth. Is Jesus Christ really the truth as he claims? You see, when you guide everybody into the truth, you're really guiding that person to see Jesus. Because Jesus is the truth. I am the way, the truth, and the life. And so, the third thing that we need to do is to glorify him. What can you do today, this week, that will glorify our Lord and Savior? In the way we live, in the way we make decisions, in the way we act with your neighbors, etc. Write down somewhere in which you can take the attention off of yourself